Hey guys, it's FishingThePNW here. I just wanted to show you my tackle warehouse orders that I got in earlier this week. I was running low on terminal tackle, and that's pretty much what I focused on with this order. We'll start off with line. I got 2 spools of Berkeley Vanish. I got 8 pound and 20 pound. The 20 pound I use strictly for flipping for largemouth, so fishing clear water, you really want to use that fluorocarbon, and especially in Washington. My first few years of bass fishing, I made the mistake of listening to some guys on YouTube that I talked to in Florida who told me that I could fish jigs and straight braid year round, and for 2 or 3 seasons I never got a single bite on a jig. It's because I was using straight braid, and that was a big mistake on my part. I should have never trusted them. But lesson learned, last year I started fishing with 20 pound fluorocarbon and I immediately started catching fish on jigs. So 20 pound fluorocarbon is an absolute must in the Pacific Northwest for jig fishing, or even if you're flipping around cover but not necessarily heavy cover, you definitely want to go with fluorocarbon. And I got the 8 pound I use for my leader on all my spinning setups. Pretty much I use this mostly for Senkos and for drop shots, or for any finesse presentation. Like if I wanted to fish a shaky head, I'm definitely going to use the 8 pound fluorocarbon leader. Next is a spool of Tough Line XP. This is 65 pound braid. The main reason I went with Tough Line is for the 65 pound is because this line is nowhere near as gritty as Power Pro, and it is so much easier to cinch your knots with this line. I don't know if you've used 65 pound Power Pro, but when you try to cinch a Palomar knot, or when you're trying to do like a blood knot or an Alberto knot to your leader, it is incredibly difficult to do, and you pretty much slice your fingers off pulling as hard as you can trying to cinch that knot. You do not have that problem with Tough Line. It's a lot more slick, and as a result it casts a lot further as well. So definitely check out Tough Line XP braid if you have not used it yet. Alright, got 2 packs of VMC Ike approved wide gap hooks, and these are also offset hooks, which will help you with your hookup ratio. And I got them in 3/0 because this is the perfect size for fishing Zoom Super Flukes, or for fishing like 5-inch and 6-inch lizards, which I like to drag on a Carolina rig. Or anytime you need like a kind of like a finesse wide gap hook, these are definitely great. And if you like the EWG style hook for flipping, they also make these in a heavy duty, but these are just a regular version. Next, I got 2 packs of the VMC Ike approved heavy duty flipping hooks, and these are pretty much what I'm going to use for when I'm flipping around cover or when I'm trying to punch. The reason I got the 3/0 is because this is the perfect size hook to fit like roughly 4-inch beavers, which I have a lot of, and these fit the Reaction Innovations 4.2-inch sweet beaver perfectly, and they also fit the 4-inch Lewis and Wright bass fishing technology beaver tails that I bought. And if you fish bigger plastics, you can definitely go up to a 4 and 5/0, but for the plastics that I like to flip, 3/0 is definitely a good size. Next up, something I've been trying to get into more lately is throwing spinnerbaits, and after talking with some people who have a lot more experience with spinnerbaits than I do, I've been told that it's an absolute must to fish a trailer hook when you're fishing for smallies, and that's because those smallmouths are aggressive. They'll swipe at it, they'll headbutt it, they'll just try to nip at it, or they'll just come up and smack your spinnerbait, and your hookup ratio increases exponentially when you're fishing trailer hooks. I got these are the owner cutting points, and I got them in size 3/0, and the cool thing about these is 2 of them come with the plastic around the eye of the hook, but you can also take that off because it comes with these plastic tubes, so that once you slide your trailer hook on, you can slide this over your hook. And the advantage with that is that your trailer hook isn't fixed like if you just poke the main hook through this plastic that comes on 2 of these hooks. And you want that trailer hook to be dangling free so it can move side to side, so when they bite at it, not only can they get if they hit it from the side, but it helps keep them pinned. So definitely check out these owner cutting point trailer hooks. Next, I got 2 packs of the Bass Patrol Deflection jigs. I believe these are in green pumpkin, and they're both 3/4 ounce. And if you watched my only smallmouth video so far this year, what I caught it on is one of these. I was dragging in about 44 foot of water or so, with a Lewis and Wright Bass Fishing Technology beaver tail. And these are great because these snag up a lot less than traditional football heads. And the other thing is, because they're like the swinging football jig heads, you get more action out of your plastic, more range of motion. So those are definitely good things to check out. Let's see. Got a pack of Decoy Texas Lock bobber stops or pegs, and these are basically essential when you're flipping or when you're punching because they keep your weight pegged. And a lot of people think it's personal preference, and it probably is. I like to peg my weights all the time when I'm flipping or punching so that I know that my bait is falling consistently and uniform, and so that the weight isn't, you know, a few feet in front of the bait or so. I always like to peg my weight when I'm flipping, so I got a pack of those. Okay, and I got 7 packs of the Voss straight finesse drop shot weight. These are my favorite drop shot weights. With 8-pound line, you don't need to really mess with the line tie, or I don't know what you call it, where you basically cinch your line to. Some of the drop shot weights out there, if you don't crimp them down out of package, your 8-pound fluorocarbon will just slide straight out of them. However, with these, it sticks them well, and it stays on your line well. However, if you get snagged, you know, it'll cut your line, so you only lose your weight. And the best part about these is that you get 6 of them for $2, and that's like the best value you can find on Tackle Warehouse. Then I got 2 packs of the VMC Suresight drop shot hooks. If you guys don't already know, these are my favorite drop shot hooks by far. They're super sticky, they're super sharp, and once you set the hook on a fish, you're almost always going to get them into the boat. The best part about these is that you get, you get a 16 pack for only $3. That's pretty much the best value you can find for drop shot hooks, and these are, I'll only drop shot these hooks. A lot of people like Gamakatsu, a lot of people like owners. However, I've tried them all, and these are by far my favorite. And one thing about Tackle Warehouse's customer service that's great is I had ordered 2 of these, and I originally only got 1 in the box. I emailed them, I told them what happened, and they were more than willing to send me a replacement pack. So, you know, kudos to Tackle Warehouse for having great customer service. Okay, next is some hardware that I bought to upgrade some of my swim baits. I got 2 packs of the Owner Stinger Trebles. These are ST56, so these are really beefy hooks. And if you're fishing like topwaters like a Lunker Punker or MS Slammer on braid, you definitely want to have a really stout hook that's not going to straighten out on you. So I got 2 packs of those. And to go along with them, I got 2 packs of the Owner Hyperwire split rings, and these are in 70-pound test. They're number 6, and these are beefy split rings, and they're not going to fail on you. When you're fishing really big baits, you definitely want to make sure that your hardware is going to be able to handle not only the fish, but, you know, the tackles that you're throwing it on. And last but not least, I did get 2 lures on this order. These are the new Castaic Boyd Duckett series jerkbaits. I got both of them in Pro Blue. I'm getting hooked here. And let's see, what is the length on this? I think these, hold on, let me look at the packaging. I don't remember exactly how long they are. I'll look at it later. These are the 115. I believe they're 4 3/4. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. But if you guys take a look at this bait, it looks an awful lot like a Megabass Vision 110. And as you guys know, that's like the probably most popular, best jerkbait out on the market. The finish, the action, the quality can't really be matched. There have been a lot of attempted knockoffs, like the Lucky Strike version. I think it's called the RCSTX. But a lot of complaints about that one was that the stock hardware was absolute garbage. But the hardware actually looks pretty good on these. These come with Katana series trebles and split rings. And I played with it a bit. These hooks are really sharp, and despite being light wire, they actually feel pretty strong. They don't flex as much just by pulling on it with my fingernail like some of the other trebles I've felt. And the cool thing is you got a slightly bigger split ring and slightly bigger hook in the front, and then these 2 in the back are the same size. They're slightly smaller. But The thing about this bait is it's really, really loud. This has a lot more BBs than most of the knockoffs. There's 3 BBs in this little chamber right here. There's smaller BBs. There's 2 big BBs in here in the center part. That's for the weight transfer system. And then in this top chamber here, there's 2 small BBs. And in this bottom chamber right near the throat area, there's 2 bigger BBs. And the cool thing about the weight transfer system is that when you're casting, these 2 BBs will rocket to the back, and it'll help get you extra casting distance. And then when you start working your bait, they transfer back to the front, and they help weigh it down, and they help it to suspend. This version dives 3 to 5 feet, and the smaller version dives 2 to 4 feet. Alright guys, so that does it for my tackle warehouse order. Let me know what you guys are buying, what you're using, or what you're getting to gear up for the upcoming season. And, you know, let's talk tackle. Alright guys, have a good one.